So hey everyone, just want to give you a quick update on the flip in Forestdale. Um, we actually ended up selling this before completing it, and just want to give you a quick walkthrough of the status and now, and just kind of talk about why we did that, and maybe the description of why we did it, or the reasoning, sorry, behind why we did it, might be useful to some other new flippers out there, just to kind of think through sometimes different options that you have with a house. So just a quick recap of what we did to it. When we bought this house, it had a roof that was shot. So as you can see here, this roof is actually new that we put on. So the roof was pretty much leaking badly, so much so that right on the other side of this window is the living room, and on the other side of the back of this roof is the kitchen. All the flooring in there, not just the actual finished floor, but the structure of the flooring, the joists and the rim beam that runs around the perimeter of the house, of this part of the house at least, was completely rotted out. Like, it was powder basically. You could barely even walk past the front door. So what we did is that we got it for such a low price, and I'll go through the numbers real quick since we've actually sold it, just to kind of give you an idea of why we sold it. We got it cheaply enough that we thought it was a good deal because of the neighborhood that it was in. It's a nice part of Forestdale. Here's a quick peek of the street. You can see everybody here is pretty much a homeowner. All the houses are kept up pretty well. And so the neighbors were extremely happy when we came in and started working on this house, because it had been vacant for years. It was a dump basically. And my next door neighbor right here, you can see the black car, he was ecstatic. Every time he sees me, he thanks me for fixing up the house. So the roof was bad, the flooring was bad. It had the original paint, the original brick underneath this paint. So we put a new roof on it. We repaired the entire structure of the flooring inside there, and we put the subfloor back down. And then we came and we painted the outside. We painted the shutters, the front door, the stairs, and we also did some drywall work inside the house. So let me walk through the garage since that door is open, and just give you a quick peek of the state it's in. Let me see if there's anything else I missed. So yeah, we cleaned out a lot of the trash in here, of course, too. You can see a little bit of construction debris that's left over. We rebuilt these staircases that led up into the main part of the house. This right here is a den right next door to that garage. So these staircases were rebuilt. The subfloor here is all new, and the kitchen has been pretty much gutted. So what we realized is that we could have kept on finishing this house. I mean, it only really needs it needs a bit more drywall work. Drywall work right now is kind of rough, so it needs some finished drywall work. It needs carpet upstairs. As you can see, the carpet's been ripped out. The pad has been ripped out. The bathrooms and the bedrooms gonna need some love. Here the bathroom is original, and that's gonna definitely need some work. So we bought it at 15,000. We put about 17.5 in it. So we're in it for about what is that, 32.5. And so this neighborhood, when this house is completed, would go for conservatively about 140, 150 if you really push it. But just to be conservative, about 140 is what the houses sell for. And so if we're in it for 32.5, we threw it out there to see what investors would give us for it as is. And somebody, actually not somebody, we had several offers between 75 and 76. So we ended up closing with an investor friend of ours that closed within 2 days of us putting it on the market. One of the reasons that we could close so quickly, and this is another tip for up and coming investors, real estate investors, is that if you use one title company, try to use them consistently, they can get things done quicker for you. So we use the title company that we use to purchase the property is the same title company that we use to close it. And we insisted on that because pretty much we were the only owners since, I was the only owner since I bought it. They could just pull that old title and just update it with the few things that need to be updated in order to be able to close. So you can close a lot quicker if you use the same title company since they have the previous title work. The process is pretty much streamlined. So that's the basic rundown of it. We bought it for $32,500. We bought it for $15,000, put $17,500 into it, so we're all in at $32,500, and then we sold it for $75,000. They paid all the closing costs. So pretty much, what does that work out to on the fly? About $42,500 is the profit that we had on it. And if we completed it, we would have gotten, we wouldn't have been able, we would have had to put in about the same amount that we have in it right now, about another $35,000. And we probably wouldn't have made, after closing costs, real estate fees and other things that we might have had to pay, we wouldn't have made as much profit. The time period would have been longer, and it just made sense for us to go ahead and just move this on to another investor, and then this will allow us to kind of wrap up some of the other projects that we have going on, and then start looking for our next couple of flips. It's been difficult recently in Birmingham because it's been so much competition from investors to find deals, not even good deals, just deals, that it was tempting for us to finish this out because there wasn't a lot else that we had, that we were looking at that made sense. But sometimes it's best just to get something halfway. And we had actually thought about doing this initially. It wasn't something that we just decided on the fly. We had actually went into it thinking that this was the stopping point for us. And then luckily we were able to get more than what we expected. We thought we'd only be able to get about 60, but we got 15 over what we were expecting, which is another reason why we said, hey, let's just go ahead and sell it now, cash out, and keep on moving on to another project. All right, well, I hope these little tips and walkthroughs are helpful to you guys. I'm a new investor. I've only been doing this for about 2 years, part-time, because I work full-time. So, I'm learning a lot as I go, but one of the things that I try to do is I try to partner with more experienced investors when it makes sense, and which is what I did on this project. And even if I don't make as much profit doing that, sometimes the less stress to me is worth giving up some of that profit just to have somebody else more experienced that has more contacts with contractors, subcontractors, to help things get done faster, that has a network of other investors they can farm things out to get things closed quickly. So it's been a real good experience to be able to work with Antonio Denmark of Denmark Properties here in Birmingham to be able to do this. And I hope to work with him and his company and his lovely wife on a lot more projects. So if you guys are interested, they're always looking for flips if you guys are wholesalers, or if you even want to learn, Antonio is always open to helping new investors, especially if you can bring something to the table to make it worth his while. All right, take care.